Hello wonderful person, this is Anton, and today we're taking a look at this space game that you see playing in the background right now, a game called Transcendence. This is a game I've rediscovered on Steam very recently, and it's a game that you should totally consider getting because not only is it cheap, but it combines a lot of really cool concepts from various space games, and today we're going to take a look at some of them. Anywho, welcome to What the Math. So first and foremost, Transcendence has been around since like 2003, I think. It's actually really old, and it hasn't changed much graphically, but it has changed a lot gameplay-wise and content-wise. There's a lot of mods here. There's actually some of the biggest mods in the game community are for this game. And some of them are still being worked on, so you definitely have a lot of hours of gameplay here. I'm going to start a new game just to show you what it all looks like. We can kind of start by basically choosing if we want to play one of the mods that I already have installed. I'm just going to go for this original game, which you might actually have even if you download the free version of this game. And then you get to choose amongst various ships with various sort of purposes. Now, one disadvantage in this game is that I believe, unless you have a mod, you cannot change your ship afterwards. So once you kind of choose a ship, you'll have to stick with it for a while. This is maybe one of the biggest disadvantages. But that's the only disadvantage I could think of. Like, I'm basically getting all of the cons out of the way right now, just so that I can focus on all the pros. Alright, so this is what the game is going to be like for most of the... essentially most of the game. And here you have your ship, you have a relatively large solar system or star system, and you have a variety of other star systems that you can go through by jumping through various portals. Now, this game is actually relatively realistic in terms of like orbits and in terms of actual space motion and in terms of even the distances here. You can see that this is in light seconds. All of these systems are procedurally generated, and all of the missions and all of the enemies and all of the people you'll meet are also procedurally generated as well. You can even see that there's like shadows coming from the objects here because of the star in the middle. We're going to dock with the station and get our first mission. Okay, let me just focus on the cool parts of this game. First of all, this game has something called stock market, and this is really brilliant. I wish more games had this. There's a variety of stocks you can buy in this game, which are very similar to actual stocks in real life. And depending on what you buy, you can then kind of manipulate the prices by doing certain things. Like, for example, this is a Star Economic Area stock. If I click on it, it says, well, this stock is dependent on stability amongst major powers. So in other words, if there's a war that starts, this stock is going to plummet. As long as I actually... don't hold any stock and then somehow manipulate major powers to start a war, I can then buy the stock when it's low, then the powers at war might declare peace, the stock will go up, and I can sell it when it's high. Now, this idea by itself is brilliant. This creates such a huge variety of opportunities to make money in this game. There's another stock right here that depends on pirate activity in the system. So if I were to buy this right now and go kill a bunch of pirates, the stock would actually go up. And I'm going to do this right now. Let's actually go and buy some of the stocks here. Let's buy 10. I think I can afford 10. And now we're going to go and kill some pirates. But before that, let's actually accept a mission as well. So this concept by itself already sold me on the game as soon as I saw it. Then there's obviously a trading system here. You can buy items and sell items in other systems that are on other stations. There's also dock services where you can upgrade your armor, you can refuel, you can change your weapons, you can add miscellaneous devices that give you superpowers, and there's quite a variety of different armor and various weapons you can also install on your ship. As a matter of fact, if I had any more money right now, I would probably buy one of these weapons, but I can't. Now, the reason I'm starting this game from scratch right now is because my previous character met an unfortunate death at the hands of pirates. I wasn't careful, and I accidentally killed myself. I mean, they killed me. Actually, no. I believe people died for some unknown reason. I forgot what. But anyway, so in this game, there is permadeath if you choose it to have permadeath. If you don't like permadeath, if you actually want to have more safe environment, You can actually modify the game to have save games, but for the most part, I believe by default, if you die in this game, you kind of die forever. So be very careful. There is a save game though. As a matter of fact, there's a save game right here. But I tend not to use this because I prefer to have more realistic gameplay. Anyway, I totally forgot to pick a mission. Oh, but here we go. Look at that. There's actually a star here. That's... Okay, there's a lot of enemies right there on the map, as you can see. We're gonna go explore in a second. Last time, this is exactly where I died. It was a similar situation where there was actually a battle going on, and I tried to join one of the powers to help them, and then ended up just dying. Anyway, we're gonna dock with this, and let's get a mission. Let's get a mission to do what? We want you to go out there and punch holes through their station hall. That means we have to go and destroy a small station located right there. Now, this is kind of how most of the missions will play out. You're going to pick a mission. You're going to then go and either kill or deliver or investigate. There's a variety of different things you'll be doing in this game, but for the most part, it's really just shooting. Now, our ship actually, I believe, has rockets as well. Oh, here we go. That's the station. It was surprisingly close. Wow. But I prefer to use good old guns. As a matter of fact, this is probably the best way to kill things, although it is a little bit difficult, as you can see, especially if the ships are much smaller than yours. So this will probably take me a while. Yeah, there we go. One down, and now let's destroy the station. And I'll show you what happens when you basically destroy it. You can then dock to the actual port of the station and then loot everything that they have. You can do the same with some of the ships here as well. And this will obviously then be something that you can trade or potentially something that you can... Oh, there's another one. Huh, I didn't even see this. Potentially something that you can use on the black market as well. All right, here we go. That was surprisingly easy. Now, this weapon that I currently have is not the best weapon to have. As a matter of fact, it's one of the worst in terms of accuracy. So I may have to change it relatively soon. Well, let's destroy this thing as well. And see what's inside of it. Hopefully some nice loot. Oh, nothing? Really? Oh well. Alright, so it looks like everyone has been destroyed and we can go and return the mission and get some more money. And see if we actually got some kind of other reward from our stocks. I don't think these guys were considered to be pirates though. Were they? No. But we still got a little bit of profit. Profit of 10. So, we can now actually do the following. Let's actually buy some more of these shares, just for fun. Simply because stock trading is actually one of the more important skills to have, even in real life. Alright, let's go and kill some pirates. So there's actually an outlaw camp right there. We're gonna go and kill that. Surprisingly, this system is relatively mild. This is probably one of the more quiet systems I've started in. It doesn't seem to be much going on here. Usually there's a lot of activity going on everywhere. Lots of fighting, lots of business trades, lots of different stations to dock with. Here, not so much. Okay, this is a friendly, and we are going to... Oh, we already destroyed the outlaw. Oh, this is the same thing. Okay, well, we might as well go destroy that, whatever this is. Let's do autopilot to accelerate time. And here we go. Alright, so there's enemies right there. We're just going to try to destroy their base. Okay, they're hitting us, but not too hard. We're not suffering too much damage. And done. And I think there's another part I can loot here, right? Yeah, that's right. I can loot the ship as well, but there's nothing on it. Okay, so let's see if this actually increased our stocks as well, because I think these guys counted as potential pirates. So we kind of actually cleared the system now. No, there's still this big anarchist gathering right there. This is pretty dangerous. There's a lot of ships there. So unless you have a really powerful ship, you'll probably end up just kind of dying. So, the game itself, it does seem kind of simple at first, but you actually, there's a storyline. You actually do have to complete something. As a matter of fact, there is some sort of a super mega artificial intelligence that will actually try to guide you to the center of the galaxy. Now, I'm not going to spoil why, but there is a purpose, and your goal is to basically complete these missions and make friends, make enemies, and essentially try to reach the center of the galaxy using your tiny but powerful ship. Alright, so looks like we didn't really get much out of these battles because all of the stuff we got is really cheap. But might as well actually sell it because we don't really need it right now. And what we're gonna do is, let's go check out those stocks. Let's see how the stocks are doing. And oh no, our stocks lost money. That's interesting. Well, that's essentially how the stock part works. And I think this is one of those things where you kind of just put the money away and watch it grow and go up and down depending on the situation in the star system. Oh yeah, and by the way, this is what the actual galaxy looks like. So there's that system that we're in right now, and then there's a lot of other systems that are still undiscovered to us. So there is a huge amount of content here, especially for people that love galaxies where you can't really predict what's going to happen, where you don't really know who you're going to meet. This is very procedurally generated and actually super fun. Now, in terms of the actual gameplay, there are a few shortcomings. One of them being that you can't really easily control your ship. It's kind of hard to control your ship. It's all mouse based, and for the most part, I personally find it a little bit challenging, especially when it comes to the large fights. Other than that, it's actually still kind of fun. The game is hard. This game is actually very challenging, and I'll show you how challenging it is when I go to this area with a lot of activity right there. And you'll actually have to complete some of these missions even early on. So my previous game, I ended up dying when I tried to eliminate this type of community. Basically, I tried really hard. I had a lot of weapons. I actually had quite a lot of relatively strong weapons, but I ended up dying because there were just too many enemies to fight. And it's kind of similar to what's happening right now, but I might as well start using missiles actually. So let's launch a few missiles just to like destroy some of these guys at least. And it looks like I'm not doing so well again. Okay, so my missile has destroyed one of these ships, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to destroy much else because these guys are really hard to kill. It's just, there's so many of them here, and they're basically shooting at me from every side. And plus my weapons aren't very good. Alright, so looks like I am about to be destroyed again. And this will probably be the end of that game. This is exactly what happened to me last time as well. There's just way too many of them. And even if I try to shoot back, they're just going to overwhelm me. It's relatively difficult to, it's relatively difficult to aim here. So there you have it. Well, what the math was destroyed yet again. But luckily, we can just go ahead and reload the game from the previous autosave and continue from there as well. So that's Transcendence in a nutshell. I actually really enjoy these types of games, and I really recommend you try this as well, especially if you love space games with a lot of content and a lot of adventuring and fighting. As you can see, there's also like the actual scores for people that were able to survive much longer than me. My score was like in the hundreds. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, do support the game. It's definitely one of those awesome indie games that deserves your support, and it does have really high reviews on Steam, but it's just not very well known. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Come back tomorrow to learn something else. Space out, and as always, bye bye.